More heat on the way for the end of the week. Just how hot it will get and the increasing chances for storms this weekend.
Much needed moisture. This week's rain is having an effect on lake levels in the Triangle. What a report due out this morning is expected to show about our ongoing drought.
Security camera access. The Wake County Sheriff's Office wants your help to keep communities safer. The new program that's asking you to share your surveillance video.
Those and other stories we've been following very closely as you're waking up with us here on this Thursday morning on WRAL News. We're happy to have you here with us. I'm Chris Lovingood.
And I'm Renee Chu. Happy Thursday, and it's going to be a hot Thursday. Let's get to meteorologist Grant Skinner in the WRAL Severe Weather Center. Look at that beautiful sunrise. What a way to start our Thursday.
Yeah, gorgeous this morning. We have gorgeous sunrise across the entire area with not much cloud cover in some spots, more cloud cover for others. Throughout today, we'll keep a lot of sunshine, some cloud cover for a few spots, which is a few spotty storms. But overall, the rain chances won't be as high as the past few days. Temperatures will sit in the 70s this morning, then will gradually heat up this afternoon. We're at 74 in Raleigh right now, 73 Fayetteville, 73 Goldsboro, 75 degrees in South Hill. We have a couple of heat advisories in place, one for Cumberland, one for Sampson counties. Heat index values peaking around 105 degrees. The rest of the area will still be hot, just not as much intense heat there this afternoon. The most intense heat will be towards the coastline with some extreme heat warnings down towards Wilmington, our southern beaches. The highs today, 90s across the area, some low 90s to the north, some upper 90s to the south. Heat index values just over 100 degrees. So again, it's going to be hot, but not as intensely hot as the past few days. I'll let you know how much hotter we'll be tomorrow and then when to expect those rain chances this weekend. That's coming up. Ken?
All right, Glenn, happening now in the WRAL Traffic Center. We're getting a really quiet start to your morning commute as we take a live look at I-40 Airport Boulevard. These are the folks coming toward us heading into Raleigh this morning, delay-free, and that's really what we're seeing on all of our major routes heading into Raleigh this morning. No delays coming in from Wake Forest, Apex, you're coming east on I-40, as just shown you, and I-87 completely delay-free at this hour. You're getting ready to head into the car. Tune us in on the radio, 101.5 HD3.
And keep us tuned in all morning long. Thanks, Ken. Well, the driver of a car that overturned early this morning on Glenwood Avenue in Raleigh is suspected of driving while intoxicated. The WRAL breaking news tracker was on that scene near Blue Ridge Road after 1:30 this morning. Teams quickly turned that car right side up and put it on a tow truck. And Raleigh police say the driver has minor injuries.
Dry conditions persist for our entire area, with some under the highest level of drought. Today, we expect new drought data that will reflect recent rainfall up to Tuesdays. WRAL's Kirsten Clark is live at Falls Lake this morning, where lake levels are up. That is a win, but Kirsten, we still have a long way to go before we are out of this drought.
Yes, Renee, it was a huge sigh of relief for so many of us when we finally got that rain over the past few days. I want to show you this sign here that gives you a sense of how Falls Lake has been affected by the drought. Now, levels here have increased for the first time in months by 6 inches. And as you mentioned, it's progress, but still not enough. Now, take a look at this view of Falls Lake from Sky 5. You can see much of the lake bed is dry and exposed. And despite the rainfall, the lake is still roughly 6 feet below its normal level and about 10 feet lower than it was this time last year. Falls Lake is the primary drinking water source for Raleigh, and the Raleigh City Council approved changes that will allow the city to move into Stage 2 water restrictions sooner than planned. Raleigh City Council member Mitch Silver says it's not far-fetched if water use is not reduced.
The trend is that people are using, we did okay April and May. We did not do so well between May and June. So water usage is trending in the wrong direction.
Yeah, so there's definitely a sense of urgency at this point to improve water use and that demand. We know that a new drought monitor, it's coming out later this morning. It'll show conditions through this Tuesday, and we, of course, will have an update for you once we get those results. Live at Falls Lake, Kirsten Clark, WRAL News.
Now, last night's storm, it left behind serious damage. I mean, look at the different video that we were able to capture through the WRAL Breaking News Tracker. There were reports of fires and downed trees all across Wake County. And in Cary, homeowners say the power of the storm, it was so intense.
Well, it was certainly blowing like mad. The rain was coming down almost horizontally out here on Countryside Lane. We had big swirls of water.
The town of Cary says other downed trees took out power lines and covered roadways. Now in Raleigh, 2 homes caught fire after lightning hit them. This was the scene on Althorpe Drive. It took teams about 10 minutes to put out the fire at the first home and another 20 or so at the next house over. But no one was injured at either fire. Neighbors at one of those fires, though, say they worked together to rescue the family from a burning home.
My neighbor behind me actually saw the flames, drew his car over, and ran in there to get them out. So thankfully they were they got out safely. And even by the time I made it out here and he was escorting them out of the house, the fire department showed up, so they were super quick.
Yeah, that sounds like someone you want in your neighborhood, right? Well, as summer storms are forecasted, make sure you have the WRAL weather app downloaded. And that way, you can know the same information our meteorologists know to be prepared.
What's happening now here in the WRAL Live Center? It is a great morning for all of those early morning risers out there. A SpaceX rocket launch from Florida was seen here in North Carolina. And over the past 45 minutes, we've been showing off your photos that you've been sitting from Reported. So take a look at this photo from Eureka, North Carolina. Shout out to Dale for showing us this photo. You can see the vapor trail very clear here in this photo. Then I want to show you this picture from Belva in Fayetteville. You can see as she was looking out her door and her window, that vapor trail there of the SpaceX Falcon 9 passing by. And this one coming up, this is my favorite so far this morning. Wow, Cure Beach. You can see over the sunrise, over the beach there, the Falcon 9 rocket launch just passing by. We also have this video that we got this morning from photojournalist Michael Joyner in downtown Raleigh. Another clear sight. I just love this. You can see it moving pretty quickly there. If you're not up in the right time, you're going to miss it. Another look here from the downtown Raleigh skyline. What a great shot from Michael there. So the Falcon 9 rocket launch, this mission known as a Starlink 1042 is deploying 29 Starlink satellites into orbit. And according to SpaceX, it's already completed its 36th mission today. What a treat this morning. A big payoff for those early risers. Laura, thank you. The Wayne County Sheriff's Office is asking for your commitment to help them solve crimes. They are launching a new program that allows residents to register their home security cameras with the agency. WRAL's Kelsey Coffey is live at the Sheriff's Office. Kelsey, they say this registry would not give them access without homeowners' permission.
Yes, Renee, tonight you can learn more about the new Connect Wake program. Now you'll be able to opt into giving the Wake County Sheriff's Office access to your home security camera if a crime happens in your neighborhood. Now, the agency says that this could help them track down suspects faster. You can sign up to add your address to a database that tells deputies you have a security camera at your home. That means if a crime happens in your area, deputies can contact you and request the footage. Raleigh and Fayetteville police already have similar programs. Sasha Godwin with the Wake County Sheriff's Office says this program will be audited regularly to make sure your privacy is protected and your footage will only be used with your permission.
All the business or resident is providing to us is that the location of their address, how many cameras they may have, whether they are interior or exterior, and then we will reach out. That's it. That's all it is.
You can learn more about the Connect Wake program tonight at 6 o'clock at the Wake County Northern Regional Center. Kelsey Coffey, WRAL News, live in Raleigh.
New this morning, President Donald Trump says the U.S. launched missile strikes on Iran. And he said this is in response to attacks on commercial ships this week, while Iran is retaliating with attacks of its own on U.S. bases in Kuwait and Bahrain. Iranian leadership says 2 days of American airstrikes killed at least 14 people and wounded 78 others. The new military operation started hours after President Trump said that ceasefire was over. Iranian state media reported explosions in some cities. And President Trump spoke about the strikes on Air Force One overnight.
We just hit them very hard. And I say we hit them 20-1. Every time they hit us, we're going to hit them 20. And we did it last night.
The president is returning to Washington from the NATO summit in Turkey.
Rocky Mount residents can rest assured they were not double billed for their utilities. That's because of a new report released by the state auditor's office. It also determined the billing system was broken and 2 elected officials did not pay their bills for months. State Auditor Dave Bolick announced that an audit found Rocky Mount's utility billing schedule was off for months. The report found bills were being printed sometimes up to 30 days after utility meter readings. When the issue was corrected, utility customers received back-to-back bills.
They didn't double bill customers. What they did, however, do is execute this in a very, for lack of a better term, a clumsy fashion that led to a lot of the public not having confidence in what was going on with respect to the utilities in Rocky Mount.
The audit also showed 2 council members with unpaid bills. WRAL spoke with both council members, TJ Walker and Charles Robertson. They both said they had similar concerns about being double billed, which is why they hadn't paid their own bills until this report came out.
A 16-year-old arrested during a teen takeover on July 4th along Glenwood South is charged with felony riot and discharging a firearm within city limits. Now, this is after a wild weekend in Glenwood South and Briar Creek. That is where 9 people were injured in fights and shootings. Raleigh police anticipate that more charges from these cases will happen, and the city of Raleigh is also considering a curfew to keep teenagers out of trouble. Time on the clock right now is 6:10 this Thursday. Jail takeover update. Remember that jail where the inmates overpowered staff last week in eastern North Carolina? Well, the state is now charging the jail to house its former inmates. We'll explain how much that's costing the jail.
Plus, mosquitoes multiplying. Recent rain may lead to a surge of new mosquitoes. How you can prevent them from laying eggs near your home.
And we're waiting on that latest drought monitor this morning with some of that rain this week. Very, very beneficial. Hoping for some improvements in this with a lot of our areas still under exceptional or extreme drought. We'll talk about when we'll see even more rain chances this weekend coming up.
And here's a look at last night's winning Powerball numbers: 12, 29, 37, 43, and 55. The Powerball is 18. The Power Play multiplier is 4.
As you get into your car, tune to WRAL News Plus on your radio. In Raleigh on 99.3 FM. In Durham, 96.5 FM. And everywhere on 101.5 HD3.
Close to 6:15 on this Thursday morning. Some extra clouds towards the coastline, but it's still pretty quiet there and mild. It's going to be very hot at the coast today, so make sure you're drinking plenty of water, taking breaks inside multiple times throughout the day, because I know you want to spend a lot of time outdoors whenever you're at the beach, but if you got some shade or some AC to get to, it's going to be very helpful. We have a high risk for rip currents as well for parts of our local beaches, so make sure to watch those local beach flags. Do not get in the water when there's a high risk for rip currents, and even watch those beach flags when there's a moderate risk as well. Temperatures are going to be hotter this afternoon, though, at the beaches. Close to 100 degrees for parts of the beaches, in the 90s, upper 80s for others. A little bit hotter tomorrow, then a bit cooler this weekend with some better rain chances. We'll talk about when to expect those storms coming up in a bit. Ken?
Greg, weather and traffic every 10 minutes. How about a look at our large live traffic map this morning? Because if you're coming in from the Holly Springs, Freakin' Marina area, all those routes, Highway 401 delay free right now. You're coming in from Wendell, Highway 64, I-87, all delay free. So all of our major routes, when you see green, you don't have anything to worry about. You will get to your destination on time. Of course, if I pick up any delays coming up, I'll let you know about that in about 10 minutes.
Oh no, this morning, Bonnie Tyler is dead at age 75. The Welsh singer who topped the charts with Total Eclipse of the Heart, she died in a hospital in Portugal, according to family. She was hospitalized in May for emergency intestinal surgery and then later placed in an induced coma. She came out of that coma last month, but she stayed in intensive care. Tyler earned 3 Grammy nods and represented Britain at Eurovision in 2013. Total Eclipse of the Heart has more than 1 billion streams. She is survived by her husband of 52 years, Robert Sullivan, a property developer and former Olympic judo competitor.
Total Eclipse of the Heart, one of the best power ballads from the 80s. The state prison system is charging the Burt T. Martin Regional Jail thousands of dollars.
Yeah,
Last week, inmates took over the jail after the law enforcement regained control. The inmates were moved to state prisons. The Department of Adult Corrections says they are charging the jail $40 a day for housing each prisoner. That comes to more than $3,000 per day. No word on when the jail will reopen.
Well, after a woman he dated accused him of sexual assault, Democrat Graham Plattner ended his campaign for U.S. Senate in Maine. Plattner denies the allegations the woman says happened in 2021. He has also received criticism for an old Nazi tattoo symbol. Plus, there have been reports of sexually explicit messages sent to some women early in his marriage. The Maine Democratic Party has until July 27th to pick up a new nominee. And that candidate will go up against incumbent Republican Susan Collins in November.
The recent rain has not been enough to get us out of the drought, but it has been enough to help mosquitoes make a comeback. Mosquitoes need rain and standing water to reproduce. Experts say mosquito populations are not tracked specifically, but it's likely there have been fewer so far this summer. With this week's rain, that could change.
There's typically a delay that we see with that, sometimes about 2 weeks between when we get rain. The mosquitoes lay their eggs, and then about 2 weeks later, we see the mosquitoes emerge. So I would expect with the recent rainfall, we may have some tough days ahead.
Health officials say you can limit opportunities for mosquitoes to multiply by getting rid of any standing water around the house. That includes in bird baths, flower pots, and gutters.
You know, that rain we got last night, Grant, I tell you what, I mean, yes, I heard the thunder, I heard the rain against my rooftop, but some people heard something a little bit louder.
Yeah, hail in a couple of spots, Clayton and also some in southwestern Wake County. It was a little bit noisy for some spots. We had a lot of photos out of Clayton, so I want to show this. About quarter-size hail there. Mario sent this in out of Clayton. And it was also hot yesterday, but not quite as hot thanks to those rain chances. Today, it is going to be a bit hotter out there, so be prepared for that, especially further to the south towards the Sandhills. I want to show you this heat advisory in place for Cumberland and Sampson counties. It goes from 11 a.m. through 8 p.m. this evening, so it doesn't cover our entire area, but even if you're not in the heat advisory, it is still going to be hot, so be prepared for that. So hot today, even hotter tomorrow. Highs reach the mid to upper 90s into our Friday. So it's going to be hotter tomorrow. A chance for more scattered storms this weekend, though, ahead of our next cold front. And then finally a bit cooler during the first half of next week. Looking forward to temperatures not so intensely hot out there. Here's a view from Raleigh right now. A beautiful sunrise this morning, just a few clouds. A great start to the day. Temperatures are quite mild, though, and it is humid. So be prepared for a soupy start, and it will stay humid all the way through this afternoon and getting hotter. Mid-90s, heat index values possibly pushing even higher. Again, here's that heat advisory. A peak heat index close to 105 degrees for our southern spots. A small rain chance today, a 20% chance of some spotty showers, the best chance early tonight, but I think most places are drier. The better rain chances come this weekend. I want to talk about this. For Saturday and Sunday, our next weather maker brings a 60% chance of rain Saturday, a 50% chance Sunday, so more scattered showers and storms are possible. Temperatures, though, once those rain chances finally drop off by the end of the weekend, finally cool off into the mid to upper 80s. Looking forward to slightly cooler temperatures because not only will it be hot here today, the beaches too. We're supposed to hit 100 in Wilmington today.
Oh my goodness.
So we're hoping for the cooler air soon.
Bring on the 80s.
Yes.
Grand thanks. Hey, here's what you're looking forward to as you get ready to head out the door. Let's take a live look at that northern loop of the Beltline, I-440, Wake Forest Road. These are the westbound lanes heading toward us this morning, flowing at a nice steady clip, actually. As we widen out the view of that northern loop of the Beltline from the 87-440 interchange all the way over to Wade Avenue, completely delay-free at this hour. And really, we're not picking up any delays on any of our major routes. I-40 westbound, I-40 eastbound, I-87 coming in from Knightdale, delay-free. You're getting ready to head into the car. Tune us in on the radio, 101.5 HD3.
Ken, thank you. Still ahead, preserving Wake County's resources. Over $1 million is going to help restore Walnut Creek. The project looking to improve water quality and local infrastructure.
Plus, the most scammed zip codes. We're going to get a look into where scams are coming from, who's falling for them. Coming up at 5. 5 on your side. 5 on your side is going to break down which Triangle neighborhoods are most likely to be deceived.
Ahead on today, managing your money. NBC's chief business correspondent breaks down some best budgeting practices, the important optimizations you should know.
And we do have your winning NC Education Lottery numbers right here on your screen. Well, more than $1 million will be used to restore a Wake County creek. Congresswoman Deborah Ross presented Kerry with a check for that federal funding. It's for the Walnut Creek Stabilization and Restoration Project. This project is meant to improve water quality, critical infrastructure, and strengthen the watershed.
The town of Mooresville is looking for local and regional artists for its next public art project. They are looking for designs for 4-foot fiberglass butterfly sculptures that will be installed throughout the town. The deadline to submit designs is July 15th at 5 p.m. and the artist picked will get an award funded by the United Arts of Wake County.
This What's Trending report is sponsored by Call Dad AC and Heating.
Emmy nominations are out now.
And the Canes' names are engraved in the Stanley Cup. We have Ken Smith here to talk about it and what's trending.
Always excited to talk about the Stanley Cup. We'll get to that, though. But let's start with the Emmy nominations. The Pit leading the way with 25 nominations. Hacks received 24 nominations, which is a record for a comedy series in its final season. Both shows stream on HBO Max, and the streamer led all outlets with 122 total nominations across its shows.
Yeah, the Emmys will be seen on NBC on Monday, September 14th. Bad Bunny's Super Bowl halftime show also earned 9 nominations, with Taylor Swift Eras Tour's concert getting some awards as well.
Looking forward to that. So let's talk about the Stanley Cup. The Canes' names are on that coveted trophy. The team's social media account sharing this photo of the cup last night, and the first 2 lines are all Dundons. You know, Tom Dundon, who owns that team, but his wife and 5 children all have their names engraved on the cup as well. They're followed by members of the front office and coaching staff and 24 players.
Yeah, a little unusual there. I loved how one commenter on the post said, if you want to find the Dundon family tree, you can find it on the
right
Stanley
there.
Cup right there. All right, Ken, thank you.
And it's going to be humid this morning. Dew points in the low to mid 70s. Already a mild start to the day. Going to be hotter, though, this afternoon. I'll break down how hot we'll get and when temperatures finally cool off in the next week. That's all coming up.
Tracking dry conditions. Today, we expect new information about the ongoing drought, why our recent rain likely won't have a major impact.
And a driver in custody. A car found flipped over in a crash on Glenwood Avenue. We are taking you to that scene as we explain what Raleigh police are saying about what happened.